Good day, dear colleagues and friends. My name is Ksenia Drozdova, and I am the Director General of Intersputnik International Organizations of Space Communications. We continue a series of interviews with the member signatories of Intersputnik. This initiative, started in 2020, is called the Voice of Satellite Industry. The purpose of this online project is to provide different views and ideas related to satellite communications and broadcasting development all over the world. And today, the voice of satellite industry travels to one of the main space nations, India. I have an honor to welcome a very distinguished and experienced guest, Mr. Somanath, Director of Vikram Sarabhai Space Centre. VSSC is the leading center of India's Space Research Organization, ISRO, under the Department of Space, Government of India. VSSC is responsible for rocket research and launch vehicles project of ISRO. Before we start the question, I would like to provide a brief introduction of Mr. Somanath. He joined ISRO 36 years ago, and from day one has been heavily involved in the design and production of two main Indian launch vehicles, PSLV and GSLV. These rockets were used from the launch of national communications and broadcasting satellites under the INSAT and GSAT programs. Today, the team led by the Mr. Somanath develops small satellite launch vehicles to address the new space requirements. He is also a member of International Academy of Astronautics and the Vice President of International Astronautical Federation, IAF, in charge of the technical activities. And I am very glad to say that Mr. Somanath has been nominated for the elections in EAF president position. So, Mr. Somanath, my first question will be as follows. India is one of the main world space nations. But besides space exploration, India pays great attention to the development of satellite communications and broadcasting, especially national INSAT and GSAT satellite constellation. What kind of demand for satellite communications and broadcasting services in India nowadays?
India has achieved end-to-end capabilities of utilizing space for country's development and growth. We build, launch and operate communication satellites for a wide range of users. Some of the prominent applications include telecom and cellular activities, television broadcast, direct-to-home television, news and event coverages, bank and ATMs, digital cinema transmission, stock market network, point of sale, linking of oil rigs, maritime and on-the-move communications. Apart from commercial applications, societal programs such as telemedicine, teleeducation and disaster management are also supported to address specific problems of society and the nation. Today, about 400 transponders in S, C, extended C, KU bands are in use. Further, 25 gigabytes per second high throughput satellite capacity also in use. Over 900 Indian television channels of different genre are being beamed. About 300,000 very small aperture terminals are in operations. 58% of Indian populations have subscribed to the internet. Government of India has undertaken National Broadband Mission and Digital India programs under which every village in the country will have broadband connectivity in about 3 years. Thus, the demand for bandwidth for both commercial and societal applications are quite enormous.
Thank you for such detailed answer. And my next question. Terrestrial communications are developed almost everywhere. How do you see the role and place of satellite communications on the India's market in the future? What services will be in demand by the Indian satcom users in near future? And how this will affect your sat constellation development? Do you plan to invest in non-GEOS constellations or focus on GeoHTC?
Looking at the population and geographical profile of India, satellite communication has greater potential. Digital connectivity has become an integral part of our life in many aspects. Therefore, the quest for bandwidth is increasing, and it's always increasing with time. For instance, the mobility, the Internet of Things, and machine-to-machine communications are new applications which are expected to impact our future and our life in much bigger way. So we expect convergence of terrestrial, cellular, and satcom technologies to cater to all applications seamlessly. I think while the NGSO addresses the mobility, IoT, low latency applications, the GSO would address the broadband and broadcast services, particularly to homes, business networks, otherwise other entertainment segments also. So India needs both non-GSO constellations which are emerging, as well as the established geo high throughput satellite platforms. Perhaps the choice will be based on coverage, the cost of services, and other user satisfaction levels. I think with the reforms announced by the government in the space sector, there will be more players to address these niche areas.
Thank you. And my final question. ISRO has been using international cooperation for its space exploration projects. It also provides commercial launch service for international customers. In terms of satellite communications, your operations are mostly focused on the development of internal satcom market. Intersputnik is an international organization uniting 26 countries. So what do you think of possible satcom cooperation options at international market? Or maybe there are options for cooperation at your domestic market as well?
Okay. Yes, it is true that so far India's space program has been focused on domestic requirements. The recent reforms in space sector provides for greater participation of private players. We expect more innovations, enhancement of capacity, and roll out of new applications. It is expected that there will be more and more opportunities for joint collaboration and cooperation through industry. Industry will have flexibilities to engage more meaningfully and to cater to domestic as well as international markets. India has been making use of capabilities and capacities from foreign satellites as well. In the coming days, I'm sure there will be greater opportunities for multinational global systems to cater to Indian market and Indian systems to address the demand from other countries through the already announced InSpace, which will be steering the promotion and authorization of space-based activities.
Mr. Somanath, thank you very much for your answer. I'm glad to hear that India maintains strong position in satcom industry. I wish you success in all your current and future satellite connectivity projects. Thanks everyone for watching, and goodbye.